4, 3, 2, 1, go. Hey guys, Ranch and New Start Commentary. This is going to be the second set in Group 12 of the MST, MST Survivor Tournament. This is going to be Calm against AnyTime on Fighting Spirit. We're going to have AnyTime as the blue protoss on the bottom right corner. Yes, representing Air Force Ace. Booyah. We're going to have Calm at the lower left-hand corner as the brown Zerg player. So this is going to be pretty exciting. Calm, black hair, oh dear God. The people in Korea change their hair colors like, I have no analogy. What changes hair colors a lot? Asians! No, I'm sorry. How very racist of me. Calm, a definite favorite here. Never mind the fact that he's a very, well, one of the best players, best Zerg players, definitely the top 5 Zerg players at the moment. He is a very strong ZVP. He's, I believe, about almost 65% ZVP. AnyTime, meanwhile, definitely past his prime. The old ace of Lake Foss before the appearance of Jaedong. Very well known for being the guy who basically took the Boxer's last chance at a golden mouse in the OSL from him. Basically, the last guy, AnyTime's OSL win was against Boxer in the finals, and that was in 2005. So that's what AnyTime is notorious for. His only OSL win was against Boxer, taking away probably Boxer's last chance at an OSL, at a third OSL gold. So that saddens a lot of people, and I bet that angers some people. AnyTime definitely one of the old greats, not as old as some of the other guys, but definitely one of the old guys of StarCraft that you got to enjoy. Calm going to start off by going for a 12 hatch. We're going to see. We saw AnyTime getting himself ready for Forge Fast Expand, so we're going to see what happens here. Calm sitting on a drone scout. This is a full player map, and this is generally what you want to do on this map. Sending on drone scout. Probe, meanwhile, going to go and meet it. Second probe coming in for AnyTime because he's scouting the wrong direction. So at the very least, Forge coming up now. And Calm did go for 12 hatch, so I think, which AnyTime's going to spot this. So AnyTime's going to be able to put down his Nexus before he puts down his cannons. And that's going to give him definitely plenty of time to do anything. AnyTime, being an Air Force Ace, players tend to be a little bit more out of practice. But I've read in interviews that some players have said that they don't get enough practice. Not that they don't get enough practice time, it's more they don't get enough practice partners. Guys at Air Force Ace only practice against each other, and apparently that's just not enough. I've also been told that they get only like 8 hours of practice a day compared to what some of the other guys know. I don't know how reliable those sources are, but I definitely got from a reliable source that they just don't have enough practice partners as well. And tentatively guys that tend to start off very well at these teams. At Air Force Ace, like Ruby, he went in there and played insanely well for the first couple of months, but then he kind of started to becoming not as good. And that's generally the history of players that go for Air Force Ace. They start off damn well, but then not so good. Much could be the next story of that. He's been playing pretty decently, I gotta say, in the Pro League. A bit better, I think, than most people expect. We saw Calm going for an extra base at the upper left position, taking off the natural exp, but there it's kind of sometimes what you're forced to do. A lot of Zerg players that tend to not want to take that base. Like Calm's 9 o'clock, they tend to not want to pick up that base and instead go for the upper left position because later on in the game it's going to give him a more defendable position. You're going to be able to put hunker that down with sunken colonies. He's going to have 4 bases. You're going to be able to sit on those 4 bases for quite a good amount of time because you're going to have them both well defended. AnyTime deciding to go for only a single photon cannon, not feeling any threat, only a couple of Zerglings going at his front at the moment. Has another probe to detect the amount of Zerglings. Only one Zergling at the moment following him around, so he's out of the base at the moment. Some names were coming up, and I'm also just wondering how good AnyTime's builds are. The last time I watched AnyTime play was in the E-Heritage tournament where he played against Boxer, I believe. I actually triple cast that with Klazart and Diggity. The only time I have ever cast with Klazart, and that kind of game, just because of that, holds a little bit of a special place in my heart. It's the only cast I ever managed to do with Klazart, and I was kind of nervous as hell. I was already used to casting with Diggity, and because of that, we have a decent enough flow that I feel comfortable enough dual casting with Diggity. But Klazart was definitely like, oh dear God, this is the grandpa of StarCraft commentating. No, so it's kind of weird. I think the only guy of the big SC2 GG commentators, the only guy I have not cast with is Moltrop, and I don't know why that is. You'd think I would have been able to gotten to duel with Mole Trap ages ago, but it just hasn't happened. Anyway, enough about me yammering on. I'm sorry, just not much going on at the moment. Anytime sending out a Zealot to the upper left-hand position. Actually, the position is very open. He could actually get some harassment done before Zerglings run towards their spotting. There's no extra base. He's probably going to be able to get at least a drone kill. Yeah, definitely at the very least do some harassment, force the drones away. The Zerglings are going to be running up to that position, so AnyTime should actually be running away instead of staying there and harassing that hatchery, getting some free hits off. He should actually be running away instead of attempting to what I think he's... I don't know what he's trying to set himself up. Yeah, just defend behind this. He knew those forces were coming in, so at the very least he's going to be able to take not as many hits at a time. At the very least get some Zerglings, more than he would be able to get otherwise. Only a couple of Zerglings, probably would have only been one, but kind of dying for ire there. Initial Corsair now out. Second Stargate. Whoa. Second Stargate coming in from AnyTime. So I'm wondering what he's going to do. I'm wondering whether the Overlord spotted it or not. I don't know whether the Overlord spotted the second Stargate. It might have done so. Spire is on the way for Calm. But AnyTime definitely switching up a little bit. I'm wondering when he's going to go for two starport Corsairs. He's definitely not standard. He's just going to go for crazy Corsairs here, producing like mad. So I'm just wondering whether he's going to go for quick web, disruption web, distortion web. I think it's disruption web. I always forget in my head which word it is. Disruption web or distortion web. Pretty sure it's disruption web. Don't know why the word distortion is in my head as well. It makes a little less sense. But anyway, he's going to go full on with those Corsairs, picking off even more Overlords. I think he has one, maybe even two Overlord kills at this point. Hydra's then also up. No Scourge there to protect. That one single Overlord is going to die as well. But AnyTime just go very happy. I'm just wondering whether he's going to go for that Fleet Peak and alongside try to get quick distortion weapon, use that to counter the Hydra's attack that will eventually be coming at him. Instead of going very heavy Templar, counter with disruption webs. Yeah, definitely collecting a huge number of Corsairs just at his base yet. I'm not quite sure if those are hidden or not. Oh, loses one to Scourge. I'm just wondering whether he has the mechanics at this point to pull this off because he's definitely not at his best anymore. I'm wondering whether he has enough to pull this off. Has 3 cannons alongside a couple of Zealots at this front to defend. Has one cannon inside of his own base as well. Collecting his Corsairs at the moment, putting it on gateways. Did see a Citadel of a Dune there. I'm not sure if did saw Citadel of a Dune. So he's going for a Zealot speed with weapons 1. There is a high Temple Archive, so he's going to be going for some high Temple alongside. But I'm just wondering where this is all going to go, because this is kind of a little bit unprecedented. I got to go just... I'm not sure if I'm actually using that word right. But yeah, I'm just a little bit surprised by this. I mean, definitely when you're facing off a player stronger, you got to go for something funky. I think he's just going to go for a standard Bisu build. Well, unstandard Bisu build. Kind of just go for Dark Templars. Try to use a huge number of Corsairs to take advantage, though. He just has to be very careful. Has to keep a lookout on those Corsairs at all times. Has to be careful of Scourge at all times. Has to be very careful to not allow those Hydras to get a few free hits on him. Has one single DT out on the field. I think he's just going to try to use that to cause some serious damage. One single DT, of course, if no Overlords in the area, can do enough damage to be insane. The problem is he doesn't have any disruption web. If he had webs... If he had D-webs, I'm just going to call them D-webs, God. If he had some D-webs to use, he'd be just be able to throw those down. Mind you, it takes an insane amount of micromanagement. Dude said not producing any more Corsairs at the moment, but he would have to use a lot of those. Oh, God, I think that's a hot-keyed High Templar is running around the middle, probably going to get his ass picked off. Okay, finally, AnyTime spot is like run home, run home. Has the DT there out waiting for the Hydras. It's going to get picked off. Oh, God, one more hit on it, and we'll get picked off. Corsairs almost running into a huge group of Hydras. One DT is going to be able to run home. And still, AnyTime has those huge group, but without disruption web, they're not really, without D-webs, they're not going to really help him much against these Hydras. Has a couple of High Templars waiting in the back, has a few Zealots help him support. There are going to be Corsairs coming in from the back to try to pick off as many Overlords as possible. So at the very least, I think what AnyTime's trying to go for here, he's just going to try to defend this, and I'm not really sure if he's going to be able to do that, because all of his cannons already gone down. One High Templar is down, second High Templar is at least going to be able to get one single storm off. No, you can tell by AnyTime's face. Just look on his face, just no way. He's not going to be able to hold this off. All of his Sun Choppers getting picked off. No forces on the ground whatsoever. Trying to put down extra cannons. That's going to be not going to be enough. On the opposite side, he's trying to run in with Corsairs. Going for D-Web actually would have been a better idea on his part. He already had those 2 Stargates up, and he should have gone for D-Web. But GG from AnyTime, trying to switch up a little bit. Aggressive caps lock GG from Calm. Like, you tried to do something funky on me? Screw you. No way. I am calm. I stay calm, except I rage GG. So yeah, but definitely AnyTime, it's interesting to see him going for something different, but at the same time, The only thing you did was get a bunch of Corsairs out there that didn't do much at all. So going for D-Webs might have been a different switch up. I'm just not sure if he had enough to really get that going. But Calm with a comfortable win, so he's going to go out there and face off against Sky High. That's going to be an interesting game. So I'll see you there, guys. GG, wrenching out.